Christy Davis with Christy Davis Interiors in Columbia, South Carolina is joining me to talk about trends in the home. Hi, Christy. Thanks for being with us. Talk with me about, as you work with consumers, where do you start? Where do you suggest they start so that they become comfortable redoing their home?
Okay, so I always say to start with Pinterest a lot of times, just to get an idea of what their style is, because some people like to say, oh, I'm modern farmhouse, and a lot of times it's not modern farmhouse, it's kind of contemporary. So that helps us hone in. And then second, we define the style A, and then B, we look at paint colors. A lot of times I like to start with the paint color because it's a good foundation, or if they have a specific type of pattern that they really like to use, I'll start there and then build off of the pattern.
So it's interesting to say you start with the paint color, because people say to me, oh, this is blue gray or red gray, and I'm going, yeah, right, I don't know, that's not my thing. How do you take those paint colors and then make it work with pieces that you might find, whether it's fabric or art or rugs?
So I tend to choose paint colors for the walls that are more of a neutral, considered a neutral. So sometimes blues can be considered a neutral for some people, sometimes blues are a color. I think of blue and green as a neutral. Navy to me is a neutral. But a lot of times I'll use a worldly gray. It's a great gray, but it has brown tones in it. So it blends really nicely with brown furniture. So it goes well with gray and brown.
And how much do you follow trends in kitchen to look at colors, whether it's stainless steel or types of pulls or anything like that?
I like to stay on top of it, but a lot of times I want it to be more specific to the client's taste. My personal preference for appliances are covered with the cabinet panel. I like them to be hidden. I really don't like to see a stainless steel appliance, but they are nice to look at, and then now we have so many options that are black, white. They can do any color you want. Those can be fun if clients specifically want that look, but I would prefer them fade away. And then with hardware color and plumbing color, it's really just a personal preference and a personal choice.
What do you consider investment pieces versus pieces you should look at changing over and over again?
Okay, investment pieces are my case goods. So like a dining room table or a breakfast room table, I want to invest quality in that. Same with a buffet or a server. I want really nice things because that's made to last a lifetime. Upholstery pieces are good for about 7 to 10 years. Well, good ones can last longer, but a lot of times we get tired of the same fabric and we want to change it out. So most of my clients and most people get the itch between 5 and 10 to start thinking about switching it out. So I suggest spend your money on case goods.
One last question is about choices. I think that if a consumer is given as many choices for their car as they are for the home, they wouldn't buy a car so quickly. Are we sometimes overwhelmed with choices, and is that when it's a good time to either pare back or work with the designer to make it work for a while?
I would say too many choices, that's where we need to come in, because we can rifle through all of that. That is where our expertise really, really comes in handy. The more choices, the better for me, but when I present to a client, I only show them 3 options because I know that it's overwhelming. And like I said, most clients don't really know what their style is, and when you show me what you like and you describe what you're really liking, I can pinpoint exactly what it is. And so you need a designer to really, really define that for you. And we can push you to think a little bit outside your box and comfort zone, but still be your taste and your style.
We hear often from designers to think outside the box. It's not just your home, it's not just your room, it's to think a little bit more, I would say, globally, and not think that you have to wear just these colors or live with just these colors. So have fun, explore, and thank you, Christy, for being with us.
Thank you, Ellen, for having me. Bye, y'all.